Hello, my name's Steve Woody, and this is the Undisputed Noobs Guide to Legends of Venari. In this video, I'm going to be telling you how to efficiently level up and get yourself to tier 3 to catch those rare and important Venari. But to get started, let's have a quick overview. On the left hand side, you'll see a menu. Here you'll have the ability to click on Expedition, Dashboard, Inventory, Shop if it is available in that location, and Travel. You can also mute the in-game sounds if they're too loud, and you can stop any of the in-game animations. Along the top here you have the logo, the time of day, which is real world time, your experience bar, which has account and world. So your account experience is collective, and then you have individual world experience as well. The location where you currently are, how much energy you have, up to a maximum of 100, how long until your energy resets, so it goes up 1 point every 5 minutes, how much gold you have, and your name, your logo, and a settings bar if you need it. Okay, so let's start on the top left hand side. This is what the world of Venari looks like, and as you can see when you hover over here, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. When you lay down bait, every Venari in the game responds differently, so it depends on the location, as well as the bait used, as well as the time of day. So depending on the time of day, the bait used, and the location, a series of Venari will spawn. We'll talk about more about that a bit later. And then it is your job to catch those Venari. Now, the other thing to bear in mind is there are different levels of Venari. There is tier 1, which is green, tier 2, which are blue, tier 3, which are purple, and tier 4, which are legendary, and they are gold. You also have specific Venari just to your faction, and event specific Venari to an event that could be happening at any given time. So, with that being said, we can see there's no Venari here at the moment. We can come down to our dashboard. This will show us all of our active baits that we have out in the world. We can choose between the different worlds that are available. It also shows us all of our catches, and we can see exactly what time, how much gold, and all of the details around our catches. We can also see our level and some more information about us. So, with that said, the next screen is going to be our inventory. These are all of our Venari, and we can search for these different tiers, different types of Venari, so on and so forth. So, for example, if I wanted to come down and see the event-specific Venari at the moment, I can see I've captured 28 of them, and they're all the different types you can see available there. So, you've also got your baits. These are all of the baits in your possession. You can see, first of all, you can see what the bait is called. You can see how many of the bait you've got and what group it belongs to. Okay. You've then got your rigs. When you start the game, you will only start with a makeshift rig. You will have to upgrade your rigs, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And then you have your passes. In order to play the game, you will require a pass. There are 2 different types of pass available right now. That is the Gilded Alpha and the Alpha. There are also 3 factions that I talked about. There is the green, the red, and the blue. The green is the most common, then the blue, and then the red is the rarest that you will find at the moment. You'll also see that there are obtainable base passes. The alphas can have between 1 and 7, and the gildies can have between 3 and 10. This means that every 20 days a new base pass will be created. So this will create gilded base passes, and this will just create base passes. Every 20 days when a base pass is created, you can then rent that out to a scholar. To do that is quite simple. You would simply click on the pass, scroll down, and you will have the ability to either activate yourself here, or you can scroll down to somebody else and you can set the lending, and then you can choose that here, and then you can lend out the pass. To lend out the pass, simply just type in the URL of the pass, give it to the person who has an account, and they can go and request the pass as long as it is not activated. You can then choose to turn on or off auto reactivation, and every 24 hours the pass will deactivate if you do not have that enabled. This means that as long as your scholar has a pass and they catch a Venari whilst using your pass, you will be entitled to whatever percentage you set for lending. Right now, we're just doing 50%. So with that said, you'll have your passes, you'll choose your pass, and then as you can see here, this pass is activated to Mr. Day. I can click and see exactly how Mr. Day is doing, all of the Venari that have been caught, when they were active, what they were doing. I can see all of this information. So, all good there. The shop, which I will show you in a minute, and then you have the world. So the first world, you'll start at City of Tecta and Glowing Forest. These will be the only two locations at level 1 that you can access. So you will need to lay baits in these locations. Now what I recommend you do, because you will start with, I'll just go to the shop, you will start with these Raya berries. They are the cheapest in the game, and you'll start with a handful of these. You want to, as soon as possible, use these up and then upgrade to Lurken Eggs. Lurken Eggs right now are the standard to use. And the reason I get a discount in the shop is because I have a gilded base pass. If you have a standard alpha pass, your discount may not be as much. So, we don't use meat scraps right now, we don't use mushrooms, we don't use leafy greens. The only reason we will use the ramp right now is if we are catching tier 2 event special Venari. And even though we use the ramp to attract the Venari, when we actually go into the bait to feed the Venari, we use the standard cheapest bait because it doesn't have that much of a difference on tier 2 Venari. Okay, so let me show you the gameplay. So we're going to come across here and we can see that we've already attracted one Venari. I can now click on this and I can choose a rig. So I can choose my makeshift rig, which is all you'll have available, or as you go to the shop, you'll be able to upgrade. You can also choose bait. For tier 1, you do not need bait, and for tier 2, you can use the fruit. You'll then see here the green dot shows this is a tier 1. It is a Laticus. It is the earth, because there are different types, and it will have a constellation to it as well. I can use 2 energy to start this expedition, and that will burn the bait. It will reset the cooldown, or it will stop the cooldown, and I have an opportunity to go and collect this. I'm not going to do that. It is a waste. This is a common Venari, and I don't want to waste this bait on it. So what we will do is we will move to the next location. So let's go to Glowing Forest, and we'll have a look and see if there's anything here. Okay, so nothing here that we want to capture at the moment. So we're going to go across to the next location. Alright, so we can see that the cooldown is done. So this is all that will spawn from the Lurken Egg. I have 1 Laticus, which is a fire Laticus, and 2 bushes. Bushes are unknown. You don't know what you're going to get. So we will equip our level 3 general rig. So the general rig is used when you are not sure on the combo that's required. If there are majority of fight combo, you use the fight rig. If there are the majority of play combo, you will use the play rig. Again, no bait required, and we're just going to go for generalist. So let's use our 2 energy, and then we come to this screen. Now in this screen we can see this is a Laticus. We know it is a fire Laticus, and if you're in the game and unsure, you can right click, open a new image, and it will tell you it is a fire. So we know that. So now we can see we have our rig, there is no bait, and we have to choose our combo. We can see at the bottom here for a tier 1, there are 3 potential combos: feed, play, and fight. And if you do not bring any bait, you cannot use the feed. So we need to either play or fight. Now I know the first combo for this is fight, and that gives us some good odds. Next we can click on play, and we can see we got that right as well. And we can click on play again because I know that to be correct. We now have excellent odds to catch this Laticus. If I click on catch, it will tell me congratulations, you caught your Laticus. So I got 1,112 coins, and you can see at this date and time in this location I caught this Laticus. The ownership will be split between me and the pass owner, unless you are the pass owner, in which case you'll get 100% ownership. And then if ever in the future you come to sell this, it will be split between the share that you have with you and the pass owner. So now that that's done, we're back here. So now what I'm going to do is equip a new bait. Click here, choose the bait I want to use. In this instance, I'm going to use a Lurken Egg, and I'm going to set my bait. That sets my 15-minute cooldown timer. Each bait has a different cooldown timer, and if I wanted to, I could end the expedition early and try again. Let's go to another location. We'll go to LIRA now, and we'll have another look. Okay, so here we can see we have a Muru, which is a water Muru. Also, this is a level 2. We can see we have a Laticus green air, level 1. And we have an Ariki air, level 1. So, we're going to go for the level 2, because it's the better one to go for. In order for us to capture this, we're going to use a cheat sheet. Now, there are two types of cheat sheet that you can use. One is from DLS. This is the original cheat sheet. It shows you all of the Venari that are available, the different elements that are available, and the potential combos that you need. If they're white, they're tier 1, blue, tier 2, purple, tier 3. It also gives you some other information like bait required and other things to consider as well. So this is the first tab for the combos. Then we can see expedition bait, what we can catch in what location with what bait at what time of day. Very good guide. The Tetra sighting map, what Venari are available in which location. The Ayena location map or sighting map shows you that. And yeah, then we have prompt interpretations, which we don't worry about right now. And you have your alpha season Venaris, which again are all here. Again, all labeled out for you. So, with that being said, we can come to the ideal combos. We can see that we're trying to catch a Muru, so we're going to scroll down. We can see the Calor is the event exclusive, and it tells us what bait we need in which locations to find that. We can also see there is a red. This means that only if you have the red Talor pass can you find this Venari. If we scroll down, we'll see there is a green, the Muru, which is linked to the green pass. And we can see there is a blue, the Torrio, which is linked to the blue pass. So if you have a green pass, you will not see this Venari. Okay, so we have a Muru. We know that we are looking at a water. We can see the water requires 5 rather than 3, which means we need 2 feed, 2 play, and 1 fight. So in some order, we need to select 2 feed, 2 play, and 1 fight. So in order for this to work, we need to have a diary. So we have built our own off of the back of the DLS sheet. We have decided to use a similar style, but this captures our actions. And we have tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in tier 2, I'm going to scroll down so that I can find the Muru, which I'm looking for. And I can see the actions that I've tried before. Now, when you get the actions correct, they will not change. So we know now that this is play, this is not play, not play, play, not fight. So we know that we can go play, and then we have another action to use. We don't know what that action is going to be, so we have to guess. We do know by looking at the DLS sheet that we have 2 feed, 2 play, and 1 fight. So what we're going to do, we know where our plays are. So 2 of these are going to be feed and 1 fight. So we're going to go with feed first, because we want to make sure we, most importantly, use what's most popular. So we're going to use this rig. This rig we're going to go for the generalist. We must bring in bait. We can bring in the Oriya bait, the cheapest one. That's absolutely fine. And this is going to cost us 10 energy. So we're going to start this expedition. Now we know that the first action has to be play, because we've done this before. So we know that's correct. But now we don't know what the next one's going to be. We know it's not play. So it's either feed or fight. So we're going to go for feed. We was wrong. So we now know that that is fight. I've updated the spreadsheet here to show this as fight, which now means we know that this is going to be feed. I'll just put this here, and that is going to be feed. So I now know that I can come back here and I can go feed for the next action. Okay, I can go play for the next action, and I can go feed. Okay, so the feed at the end was actually wrong. It was incorrect. So this is not feed. Okay. So if it's not fight and not feed, then that must be play. So the combo must be wrong for what we had there. So let me just double check that we have everything right here. We're going to try and catch this. We only have moderate odds, which means that we might... Yes, it ran away. We didn't catch it. It ran away. And so this is why we need to keep this diary so that we can see what happens. So we know that that was feed. So we know now that we have play, fight, feed, play, play. So 3 plays. 3 plays, 1 fight, 1 feed. That is what we're looking at here. So I could also come back here now. Look at this. So this one says it's combo confirmed. But we actually know that this is not. We know it's not 2 feed, 2 play, 1 fight. We know it's actually 3 play, 1 feed, 1 fight. So this is the information we need to gather in order to allow us to make these decisions in order to catch these Venari. We need to have 3 combos for tier 1, 5 combos for tier 2, and 9 combos for tier 3, making tier 3 not only hard to spawn, but also hard to catch, but very, very rewarding if you do so. So that is everything that we're going to do in the first world. We've done that now. We're going to come across to our active baits in our dashboard. And this is where we'll be able to see, if we click on world, texture, we can actually see the cooldown on all of these in this world. So because we've got a bit of a cooldown here, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the other world. And we can see we have these baits out. So we're going to come here. We have to pay 1,000 gold to go to the second world. Okay, we're now in Ayena. This is the second world, and we can see we have different locations. Now, I am currently level 10 in the first world, but I'm level 7 in the second world, which means I can't access all of these locations because this one requires world level 9 to unlock. So you'll need to unlock by getting XP on the lower levels before you can go to some of the higher levels. And most of the tier 3 that you're looking for will be on the higher levels. They also cost more energy. You're looking at 25 energy and a tier 3 bait. It's very expensive to be able to farm here with no guarantee that you're going to find what you're looking for. So with that being said, we're coming here to the first world. We've used this bait, and as you can see, we've got a Illumina, which is green, a Laticus, which is green, and we have Illumina again, which is green. This one is an earth one. So we come here, we look at our tier 1 diary. We can see we've already caught these, and so there's actually nothing that we need at this point. We've caught everything here. So we don't want to waste the bait. So we are going to go ahead and catch one. We're just going to go and grab a random one here. This is a fire. We can see here that fire requires play, fight, play. So we come back, play, fight, and play. We can now catch, and we've caught our Venari. Fantastic. We can now go back, we can lay another bait, and hopefully catch what we're looking for. Okay, so we go to the next location. I'm going to do that now. That one will be here. There's 6 minutes 20 cooldown on this one. This one is now available, so we're going to come here. Alright, same thing. So we have this air. We have these 2 Laticus fires. Because we don't want any of these, we're going to go with the bush. We're going to go with the bush, and we're just going to hope that by doing this, we get something that we want. If we don't, we end up with another Lumina. This one is water. I can tell because it's blue. So I need to go play, play, fight. Okay, so we go play, play, fight. We go for the catch. We get the catch. Because it was 10 energy, we'll get a little bit more gold, which is nice because that's about what it cost to buy the bait. So now we can set another bait. Alright, so now we come to the last one in this world that we can access right now, which is this one here. We're going to see, and again, we still don't have that tier 2 that we were looking for. And this cooldown is done as well. So we're going to go for one of these two. Go for this one, see what we get. Alright, we get a Laticus. If we right click on the image, we see this is an Earth Laticus. So Laticus Earth, we can see is fight, fight, fight. In this instance, we would have bought our fighting rig, but it doesn't matter on a tier 1. We go fight, 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 and then we can catch. And that's it. That's all we need to do. So you need to take into consideration how much gold you've got, how much energy you've got, and you need to look at these cheat sheets for now. Unless you're going to build your own, use one of the guilds that are available, either DLS, myself, or any of the other guilds, and that is how you will start to progress. And that's it. That's all you need to do at this stage. So what I recommend for efficiency is to start in the first world on the first two and use up your initial baits and then use Lurken Eggs. Then you want to have the first 3, and you're just going to continuously lay in the first 3 Lurken Eggs, catching whatever you can. And if you look at your diary, we've actually labeled out the EXP. You want to look for what has the most EXP. So Mika's right now have great EXP. So do Valtteri, they do as well. And at the top, we can see Ahara's do as well, and Algalas do as well. So you want to be getting the most EXP you can. You want to be doing the first 2 locations until you open up level 2, and then you'll do the first 3 locations. These are all 2 energy, so you want to stay within these locations, because when you start, you'll only have 10 energy. Every account level that you upgrades your energy up to a maximum of 100. So you'll do these first 3 levels, and you'll keep doing that. And the idea is you want to get to LIRA. Once you get to LIRA, if you click see more, you'll see here there is actually these upgraded items. So we're going to come across here because I wouldn't normally do this. In fact, hold on, just wait one moment because I want to see if yes, we have no, everything's done here, so that's good. Let me just quickly check. Okay, so I want to come here to buy some bait. I don't have any of these, so I'm just going to buy a couple of these for now. So I've got a couple spare. I want to make sure I've got them in all of the locations where they should be. So go to the rainforest, lay that bait, and there we go. That's now set. Okay, now I'm going to come back to the first world. I want to show you this. Okay, if I travel back, go to LIRA, and when I'm here, I can click on the shop. See, the shop is activated when I'm there. And here you will see what is available. So I have baits available, but also rigs are available. And I can purchase. They could be 5,000 gold each, 4,500 if you have the discount. So you'll buy your level 1 rigs. These are tier 1 rigs. You'll buy these first. Then you need to be able to upgrade again. Keep going. There will be nothing else on this map. So once you've got to LIRA, you then need to just work up your account to account level 7. Once you reach account level 7, you'll be able to come across to Ayena. Once you get to Ayena, you'll have the same thing with the first 2 levels. And it costs 1,000 gold to go between. So I wouldn't waste your gold traveling back and forth at the moment. There's no need to. What you'll do stay in Ayena, you'll do exactly the same thing. You'll continue here until you get the 3. And then you'll do the same thing with Lurken Eggs in all 3. You're going to be looking to get to, and this has the same bait, by the way, as the first world. But what you want to do is in Marala Town at level 7, once you get here, you're going to be able to get your tier 2 rigs. So exactly like I just showed you, you'll click on here, click on rigs in the shop, get your tier 2 rigs. Now you can start catching tier 2 Venari. You can catch a tier 2 Venari with tier 1 rigs, but your odds are going to be significantly reduced. Then you'll want to work your way up to the LIRA facility, and this is where you'll get your tier 3 bait. Okay, we're not going to worry too much about that at the moment because you need to go to the Auric grasslands, and this is where you'll purchase your tier 3 rigs. These are currently the top rigs in the game, and this is where you want to get to. So, again, this is going to be, I think, level 7, I believe. So, world level 7 on the second world. So, that's what you want to do. You need to get to first world level 4, upgrade your rigs, then first world level 7. That will allow you to come to second world, where you'll get tier 2 rigs at level 1, and then at level 7 in the second world, you'll get your tier 3 rigs. Once you have your tier 3 rigs, you can then get your tier 3 bait. This bait rotates. You can purchase 3 per day, and there's a discount on 1, and it rotates every day. You don't want to spend more than you need to, so you kind of need to save up and rotate to be able to buy these baits. And remember, when you do buy a bait, they're expensive. There's no guarantee that a tier 3 will show up when you place the bait. And even if it does, there's no guarantee you're going to catch it for the first few sightings. So it's very expensive, so you need to be prepared for that. So there's 2 cycles that you will transition into at this stage of the game. One will be grinding gold at the lower levels. You'll want to be using the first 3 with your Lurken Eggs. And also you can go for the 10 energy, because the 10 energy for tier 2 will give you more gold. So be careful with the baits that you use. Please do use the DLS cheat sheet to have a look at the expedition bait to see what you can get where, and plan your game accordingly. But Lurken Eggs are definitely the beta, or the meta, should I say, right now during the alpha, and they're what you should be using. Keep an eye on your energy, keep an eye on your gold, and good luck. Happy catching. Hope this guide's helped.